Nick Zeffy here with Tipoff Sports. I'm joined by the one and only Waterloo killer, Jacob Theodosiou. How's it going, man?
Good, yeah.
Good, good, good. Good to touch base with you. Had some questions that I think a lot of people are wondering. The first of which is, how's your daily routine, man? How's it been going through COVID-19? What does your morning, afternoon, and evening look like?
So in the morning, I try to train at least two kids to make a little bit of money just to spend and to just give back to the youth. After that, I lift weights with my personal trainer with depth training, either go into the gym or just over Zoom. And then I either run hills or just go for like a 3K run. And then just play some basketball with my dad, just train, work on all sorts of stuff with basketball.
Nice, nice. This isn't the first summer for you where you haven't really been playing that much basketball last year. Talk a little bit about your decision to not play AAU and focus more on training.
I feel like that decision was a good one. I feel like I was able to develop more instead of just playing lots of games. I was able to just put in reps. I feel like my shots come a long way. My ball handling stuff I needed to work on. And like just really had focused on the stuff I need to work on instead of just playing games.
With that, like with everything you're saying, how do you feel the exposure side was? Because I know a lot of kids are thinking, and even parents and coaches, they think of AAU as being like this big exposure opportunity. How did you manage that while still working on your skills?
I mean, obviously, if you go to Made Hoop and stuff, there's gonna be coaches in the gym, but coaches, they'll find you if they really want you. They'll reach out, ask for game film. Sometimes you have to talk to them first, see what's up. But yeah, they'll come with different stuff, just a game film and all that.
Perfect. So talk about your grade 9 season. You came off a big season for WCI. Talk about the season and kind of what was your role for that team.
For WCI, I feel like I played the leadership role. Also, as a point guard, it's good to lead the team. Just trying to like direct guys, like also probably having more basketball experience than most of them. Just trying to like help them along the way and just be a team to have gel as a team to win games.
With that new role of kind of being a leader, talk about some things that you learned about yourself this year, some challenges that you might have faced, but overall, like how did it help you build character?
I feel like in high school basketball, especially in Waterloo, there's like the top 3 or 4 guys, and then there's just drops off. So just like trying to deal with kids who aren't as good, but learning how to like take them under your wing and help them along the way, that definitely built character and how to like just like read and like talk to different people of different skill levels.
You guys did have a really good season, though. You ended up winning, if I'm correct, the WCSSAA championship. How do you say that again? WIXA.
WIXA, yeah.
Yeah. Talk about the journey. Talk about the journey, kind of from the start. Talk about the journey once you entered the kind of tournament mode. Like, talk about winning the championship. How did it all feel?
I mean, we had a really good season. I'm pretty sure we went 26-3. So we didn't lose a lot of games. Just the journey, just a lot of grinding. We had lots of practices, which like our team kind of like we want to win, so we put in extra work in the morning and after school. Yeah, just we kind of grinded it out together as a team, not just like individually.
So with that whole journey and your role, being a leader, doing all the things you did this year, how do you think that's going to help you with next season? Like, what were some of your biggest takeaways that you experienced in your freshman season in high school where you were like, oh, now this is going to help me translate
Hold on, you're
next
cutting
year
up.
and at the next level?
You cut
Oh,
out.
sorry, did I lose you there?
All right, we're back. All right.
Did you hear my question?
So can you just say it again?
Yeah, for sure.
No.
I'll tell you. So with everything like the journey and you being a leader, like what is the biggest takeaway you took for next season? Like what are some things that you learned this year that you're like, oh, that's being a freshman, now you can take that into your sophomore, junior, and senior season.
Um, I would just say honestly, like that nothing's accomplished in one day, or like just there has to be lots of work and like togetherness put in order to win. There has to be like leaders. Like there's different levels to the team. You gotta like just you can be okay with being in the middle or at the end. Doesn't matter as long as you just play your role in the team. That's how you win games.
So you've already kind of touched on it, but we'll say for the next level, or even in high school, but then when you get to the next level, do you believe you're a point guard, shooting guard, combo guard? What do you think your position is at the next level?
Um, I would say point guard with a little bit of like shooting guard mixed in, because I feel like one of my strengths is shooting, but also like the IQ part of the game and just like controlling. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about your game then, what are some of the biggest developments that you made last season that you were touched a little bit upon when you didn't play AAU? And also this summer with COVID and your ability to kind of just work on your game. What are your biggest development points this summer?
I would definitely say ball handling. Like some people always commented that it needs to be better, so I really tried to focus on that. I started training with Tyler Ralph, just a pro trainer for free. He just offered um a couple other NBA skills trainers to get my ball up. Just coming off screens as well, because that's a big part in like Canada basketball's philosophy, and like most teams use the pick and roll offense. Um, yeah, so I focus on those two things as well as shooting and just like getting stronger, especially through COVID. I've been working out a lot and just getting my conditioning up to be
Oh, you
ready to
see
go.
that
And
for sure. Yeah, you've definitely put on some really good muscle. With what you're saying about people talking about your handle, like what really motivates you? What motivates you to play the game, and what motivates you day in, day out?
it cut out again.
Okay, I was just talking about the motivation, like with people, like you touched on a little bit, like getting your handle better based on what people tell you. What motivates you day in, day out?
Basically just proving the haters wrong. Like being from small Waterloo's pretty small town. I'm trying to be the first player to come out, go play pro in the NBA. That's the goal. Yeah, just proving there's lots of people, there's lots of hate. Just proving them wrong. That's what just keeps me going. Have that fire inside.
Yeah, so being that small town kid, you hear the critics talking about your game. Do you think some of it is warranted? Do you think they're fair with you? Do you think that some of the criticism makes sense? Is that like also kind of your motivation to keep going?
Yeah, I mean, people can have different opinions. They could have saw a game where I might not have my best game, but like eventually the haters will come around once they start seeing good things. Like they'll start to wake up. I feel like that.
So you talked a bit about your game, but like going into a little bit deeper, who do you really mold your game after when it comes? Like we'll talk about like maybe like four things. So like in terms of your shooting, who do you really try to shoot the ball like?
Um, Honestly, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, some basic shooters in the NBA. Ray Allen as well. If you want a Canadian, Brady Heslop, amazing shooter. I would say like that's who I try to watch and study how they shoot. Just like footwork and come off with their shot.
Yeah, Brady's one of the best for sure. If no one knows that, yeah, Brady Heslip, one of the best. What about in terms of like your pick and roll game? Who do you
I,
see that you like to mirror your pick and roll game around?
I've been watching a lot of film on Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Both of them were like really good off pick and roll, especially Steve Nash. Now he's doing more like breakdown instead of game film with Phil Handy. So I've just been watching their clips, and then Chris Paul, since he got into the NBA, he's used the pick and roll since clip Clippers, OKC, everywhere. Yeah, so those two players, watching them.
And then lastly, who do you model yourself in? I don't know if this is the popular question, but who do you model yourself on defense? Who do you see in the league right now or in your region or anywhere that, plays that lockdown defense that you really want to, kind of emulate?
I would say my defense is a little bit of Russell Westbrook because we both play with like just that chip on our shoulders, like hate losing, like just want to keep going, like there's a motor inside of us. So I would definitely say Russell Westbrook is my defensive aspect of the game.
Cool. No, that's good. What skills do you think are most important for your position? So you said point guard, a little bit of the two. What skills do you think are most important for someone that plays your position?
As a point guard, you got to have IQ because you're going to be dribbling. You also have to have good ball handling skills. You're going to be dribbling up the court, trying to find your teammates. Not always your job to score all the time, but you need to be able to score and shoot. But especially just be a leader, have IQ, good ball handling, and be able to do the scoring on the side with those three things.
Who do people most compare your game to?
I would say I've heard Steve Nash a couple of times and also Brady Heslop, which I'll for sure take. Both great players had good careers. And I kind of see it. I've been watching them as well, so try to like live up to that, like try to make my game more like them. Because if I can end up like, that would be great.
Yeah, so like in watching these guys as you watched them when you were younger and probably still watching them now, when did you know basketball was something that you really wanted to pursue? Like how did you fall in love with the game?
Um, it was kind of ingrained in me. Like my dad coached. The first couple weeks I was born, I was at a game with he was coaching. Kind of just grew up with basketball, I guess. I used to love hockey as well, but I just kind of picked basketball along the way.
Yeah, so within like you playing and people watching you play, what is something that, let's say no someone came, they've never seen you play. What do you think they leave the gym thinking about you? Jacob Theodosiou is blank.
A leader and great shooter and facilitator. Those are the three things I would want to give the impression of, just the way I pass and shoot the ball. And also like defense, I try to like get steals in games. Like I feel like that's one of my strengths, like watching and reading where the ball is on the player dribbling. So yeah.
And with that being said, what the audience, like what the fans think about you, or a scout or a coach, what do you think your team thinks about you? Like what are the most important things that you bring to a team?
Um, I think just that point guard piece, because like a point guard's really key in a starting five. You gotta have someone who can shoot, pass, dribble, and point guard kind of does that, and also can lead the team along with the other four guys. Yeah, so basically just leaders provide lots of stuff if you really work for it. So just like that leadership role.
Awesome. Well, good conversation, Jake. Anything else you want to say to your Waterloo guys? Anything you want to sign off with? The floor is yours.
Just everyone out there, keep working. Don't matter what town you're from. As long as you put in that work, you'll accomplish whatever. It's not the body that needs convincing, it's the mind. So just work hard.
That's a good line. Nick Zeffy here from Tipoff, and we're signing out.